Very special video. I'll be talking about my 20s, early 20s, giving a good reflection on early 20s and late teens, what to expect, my experience, and just some advice and some tips that I've kind of learned and picked up along these years, and just some quick little reflections as well. When it comes to stepping out of your comfort zone, like I mentioned before, I think it's one of the most important things to do when you're young, when you're in your 20s, when you're in your late teens, is to get out of your comfort zone and try to push yourself as much as possible. Now, I'm going to share some of my story. So for me, when I was 17, I decided to join the US Army. So doing that choice, I did it for many reasons. One of the many reasons why was because I really wanted to kind of get out of my comfort zone and just try something different and do something that I knew that most people weren't doing at my age, and perhaps, just gain some, experience, just real life, So in joining that, I got the opportunity to challenge myself in so many different ways, to meet people from so many different walks of life, just different areas and stuff that I wouldn't have had the opportunity and the privilege of doing so if I would have just stayed at my comfort zone, my hometown and everything like that. And so I did that for about 3 years and a half, right? So in 2021 is when I finally got out of the military. And so following that, I went straight into college, and I moved I would say about 1,000+ miles away from home, or that's really where I'm from. I'm originally from Texas, and I ended up going to school, or still am kind of deal, in New York, right? So worlds away, could not be even more different. And I did that for many reasons, like always, as everything. But one of the biggest reasons, and one of the things that I really enjoyed the most, was the opportunity to experience a completely different part of our country, to just be in a completely different region. And it definitely was an experience. Now, also with that being said, that it's not all peaches and cream. It's not all super easy and stuff like that. If comfort is your main thing. So going off of personal experience, I personally went out of my comfort zone multiple times during my late teens and early 20s. Most notably, I would say 2 instances. So when I was 17, I joined the US Army. I was 17 at the time. My parents had to sign a waiver. It was kind of a spur of the moment choice. However, after weighing my, pros and cons, I ultimately decided to enlist. It was definitely an experience. I had the privilege and opportunity of meeting completely different people from completely different walks of life. I had a chance to see kind of niche places, have a very niche experience that I feel like not too many people ever really have, and especially for my age at that time, no one that I knew was really doing the same thing that was in my same age group. So with that being said, I'm not advocating go join the military, go do something like that, out there, but just something as simply as going to school in a different state, or trying out a hobby you've always wanted to try, or maybe there's something you've always wanted to do, you've been pushing it off, you've been holding it off for whatever reason it may be. Just saying, just fuck it, I'm gonna just do it. That is something that I completely stand by, and I feel like everyone should implement. Now, the second instance where I had to go completely in my comfort zone and be challenged in so many different ways, and just kind of just feel out a whole new setting, was 2021. When I got out of the military, I immediately went to college. I decided to go to college here in New York. I'm originally from Texas, so it's about 1,000+ miles away from where home kind of deal, where I'm used to everything like that. I would say coming into it, I knew it was going to be challenging and everything like that, but not too challenging, because like I said before, I've moved around before. It wasn't completely new, but then again, when I moved here, I knew no one. I had no idea what to expect, so it was just completely new experience. And throughout my time here, I feel like I've grown in so many ways. And that's the thing, when you go out of your comfort zone, initially it might feel uncomfortable, it might feel daunting, you might feel challenged, you might not feel like you're at home, and that's okay. That's completely natural. But over time, you kind of grow. You learn so much about, not just about a new place or other people. You learn so much about yourself. You're going to eventually make some great friends. Throughout my time here, it's just I've just grown in so many different ways that I never really knew was possible. And my last thing that I would say on this point as well is that depending on what your goals are in life, okay, let's say you are passionate about politics or government or finance, whatever it may be you're passionate about, whether it's career-wise, hobby-wise, just whatever it may be, I think that is also super important. And another reason why I would say I think it's super important to go off your comfort zone and to move somewhere new or whatever, no matter if you know someone there, if you have whatever, just if you can find a way to make it happen, is because more often than not, where we are might not be the best place that's best suited for us when it comes to our goals. Okay. And it's like, yeah, like for example, if you want to get into film, you want to get into acting, you want to get into stuff like that, right? I mean, staying in the middle of nowhere, Kansas is not you're not getting anything from that. Now, I know we have the internet, we have stuff like that, and that can help. But I mean, like, if you have the opportunity, the means, and especially when you're young, the two main things that we might not have the finances or the money or whatever it may be, but we have our youth and we have time on our hands. So I mean, I implore anyone watching this, make the most you can out of this time. And even if you don't, that doesn't mean it's the end of the world, okay? But I mean, this time is super, super pivotal, okay? And if there's something you want to do and it's not really giving where you're at, then go somewhere where it's actually going to be giving, okay? One of the many reasons why I decided to move to New York and why I will either stay here or go to DC or go to another large city where my interests, my talents are developed, appreciated, and can, grow over time, and I can really, really kind of do what I want to actually do with my life. So another piece of advice that I feel like is really important as well is being open to change, being open to new ideas, and above all, being open to being wrong. I'm not sure if it's something that is just in our age or our generation, or maybe it's something that's always been the case, but oftentimes you always feel a need to always be right, okay? Whatever we're doing is right, the path we're on is right, like whatever it is, like we have to justify it by any means. When it comes to having a conversation or whatever, like we always have to be in the right. I think that one of the biggest things that we have to do, especially as young people or just people in general, is to always challenge that. Okay, and being open to new ideas means being open to hearing opposing views. Being open to just hearing that you're flat out wrong, or being accepting the fact that even though while you might believe something that you may not believe something to be 100% true today, you might think that this is right or whatever. Down the line, your thoughts, your viewpoints might completely change, and that is okay. That's a part of growing and evolving and progressing as a human being. This also leads me to something that I feel very, very strongly about, right? Is that, like I said before, I'm not sure if it's just an epidemic of our generation, of our times, maybe perhaps like the internet and all of this, constantly being judged, constantly being perceived by society, by social media, by strangers, and everything like that. But the thing is, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, if you have something that you've always wanted to do, or even not, you just want to have fun, or you're just doing something, right? I'll give you a quick example. When it comes to posting content, posting media, I've been a huge fan of social media since I was like a teen, right? Since I was like, I think 14 or 13. I've always loved social media. I've always loved posting. I've always loved making content and all these things and stuff, right? I do that because I genuinely enjoy doing it. I genuinely enjoy just posting and putting content out there, no matter what. No matter if I have one viewer, if I have a million viewers, I don't care. I enjoy making these things, okay? Along the way, especially when I was much younger, like when I was in grade school, when I was in high school, like, and even like after I got out, whatever, right? Sometimes, like people would see some of the content I post, and don't get me wrong, especially when I first started posting, some of those videos and stuff were damn cringe, okay? Cringe, okay? But even then, even whilst they were cringe, or maybe they were embarrassing, or maybe I was saying too much, whatever it might have been, okay? I still put content out there. So what I'm trying to I guess get to is that no matter what it may be, no matter how you might view your content and stuff, and oftentimes we can be our harshest judges ourselves, right? And even if society or people or whatever might make fun of you or judge you or call whatever you're posting, whatever you're doing cringe, it doesn't have to be so media related. It could be you going back to college, you deciding to start a new business, you deciding to move halfway across the world and just, I don't know, go volunteer at like a camp or something, right? Whatever it may be. People are always going to have something to say. People are always going to judge. But at the end of the day, if you are truly doing what you want to do, what you feel like you're destined to do, and just exploring that possibility, oh my God, there's not a better time to do that than now, when you're in your late teens, early 20s, when you're in 20s, when you're in your youth, okay? There is not a better time to just go out there and just do what you have to do. Think about also this way. Every single person that you see, every person that you might idolize or think is successful in whatever field it may be, okay? It took them hours upon hours, tries upon tries, video after video, audition after audition, exam after exam, whatever it may be, to get to where they are now. Okay, things take time. Rome wasn't built in a day. You're gonna have trials and errors. You're gonna fail. You're gonna make mistakes. And as I go back to this whole theme of this video, being in your late teens, early 20s, being in your youth, this is the optimal time to fail. Okay, I now my I guess perspective, my viewpoint, and I implore everyone else to have this as well, is don't just accept failure or be like, oh well, I made a mistake. No, okay. Always, like, I'm at a point now where where it's like I seek failure, because you learn so much about that. I know that sounds, it's not like I'm like trying to fail on purpose, don't get me wrong, but if it happens, it happens. It's never the end of the world, and it's always a chance, a learning experience, a chance to reinvent yourself, and just, at the end of the day, it's an experience. Everything is just an experience. Okay, so yeah, so whatever it may be, failures, society's gonna talk, who cares, just as long as you're furthering that, and then you're passionate and you're really driven and you're just putting it down. You never know. You never know. As ironic as it may sound, because I know I'm making this video kind of giving my advice, my experience when it comes to my late 20s, early 20s, youth in general, whatever kind of category you put it under, take everyone's advice with a grain of salt, okay? That doesn't mean don't listen to what people have to say or don't take it into consideration, because obviously, especially when it comes to people who have had more experience than you, or maybe have been more seasoned in the game, whatever game they may be, the game of life, a career, whatever it may be. Yeah, like, take it with a grain of salt, because no two people's lives and experiences are the same, and what works for someone might not necessarily work for you. Just because X made this person successful in this way does not mean that it will do the same exact thing for you, or maybe in the same way. So while it is good to listen to people's advice and really try and learn from your friends, people you might look up to, professionals, whatever it may be, always keep that into consideration. I'm not sure about a lot of people, but for me, I've always been the type of person who is like I have to see it to believe it. So for me personally, like someone could sit here and warn me about something or give me advice not to do something all day and all night, right? But for me personally, I just like to actually go and experience things head on, or actually see it for myself to really, really understand what it is. That I would say that it's fortunately and unfortunately, depending on the situation, because that can actually inspire me to get out of my comfort zone, to actually face things head on, especially things that might cause like anxiety or stress and stuff, right? To just face it head on, but it can also be detrimental. So I think a balance of both is the way that you should try and approach things. And if you, let's say, fail, or maybe you didn't take this piece of advice and you end up failing. I don't like the word failing, or having, or fall into mistake, whatever. I don't really like the negative connotations associated with those words. So I always view things as a learning experience, whether it's a setback, whatever it may be. It's always a learning experience, and it's always just a learning experience. In conclusion, no matter how put together someone might look, no matter how put together someone's persona or public exterior might be, most of us, I would say, I think everyone, to be honest, it's my opinion, is just raw dogging life. We're just taking life as we go. We all have our ups and downs. We all have our challenges. We all have our setbacks, everything like that. Okay, so this also ties into what I said before about not taking anyone's advice or what anyone says as 100%, because everyone has their own things going on constantly all the time, just as you have your own things constantly going all the time. We're all bound to make mistakes. We're all bound to have our W's, whatever, that's just life. No one has the answers. No one has the magic formula. No one has the, I guess, golden ticket for you. Okay, and this is no matter what some people might say. I guess people who try to mislead people on purpose, or professional scammers, will probably be like, oh yeah, this one simple trick and you become a millionaire tomorrow. This one simple trick and you can whatever, yada yada. And it's never that cut and dry. It's never that simple. And just because maybe perhaps a certain approach might have worked for someone doesn't mean it's going to work for you. As stated before, no two people are the same. Everyone has their own things going on, and everyone has their own path that they have to go on. The last thing that I want to leave you guys with, and there's one, I guess, takeaway that you guys can take away from this video. If you guys made it to the end of this video, thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate it. But if there's one last big tidbit that I could give to you guys, just like a quick little snippet, is go out there and live life for yourself. You owe it to yourself, okay? As much as we would love to have it, no one's gonna come and save you. No one's gonna come and, you know, and give you the, I guess, secret formula to whatever you want in your life. You have to kind of go and kind of get it for yourself. Whatever post that you've been meaning to post, do it. You even want to start a channel, go and do it. You want to start a new business, you want to get back in school, you want to go and apply for that new job, you want to move to that new city, you want to go on this new experience, do it. Now is the time. God, I hate the city. Your comfort zones, and just go out there and just see what lies out there. Lastly, always try to do the best that you possibly can in whatever capacity that may be possible. Even if it's 1%, even if it's just putting 1 foot forward, that is so much better than succumbing to whatever negative thoughts, self-doubt, whatever it may be. Just at least just trying your best in whatever situation you're in. What's the best? Think about it this way: what's the best that I can do now? What's the best that I can do today? What's the best that I can do at this point in time? Yeah, you may not be where exactly where you want to be at. I'm not exactly where I want to be at. I'm just beginning to even get there, okay? And so no matter whatever stage you may be in your journey or in your, I guess, progress plan that you might have planned for yourself, it's okay, you know? Acknowledge where you're at and then just do the best that you can possibly do at that time. Now, the most important tidbit I would say, I know I said that before, but this one I feel like is even more important and is not really said too much, is don't forget to have fun. Don't forget to have fun, enjoy your time. This is a very special time in your life. Probably the most special time in your life that you're ever gonna have. You're just starting out as a young adult. You're starting to get big boy responsibilities. You're experiencing life at a crazy rate, and there's just so many things happening at the same time, right? There's so many opportunities out there. There is so much out there, and don't forget to have fun. Don't forget to take pictures, enjoy your youth, and enjoy your friends, enjoy just doing things, get out of your comfort zone, and there you have it. That's it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and stuck around until the end. I really enjoyed making this video. Video is dropping every single week, so be sure to check my channel out. Tap that notification bell, subscribe, like, comment. Socials are posted in the bio down below. Make sure to follow my socials. Socials are linked in the bio down below. Check my socials, DM me, comment, and as always, have a blessed day.